Hey, what's up everybody? It's Carpo again. I'm bringing you a message of tolerance and a message of peace, but most of all a message of tact, the understanding of tact. First off, I wanted to say, part of the reason why I make videos, as someone put it, there's two people who've put it pretty well. A, to be heard, to make your voice heard, and B, to throw off the balance of all the garbage out there. Not that I'm one to say what's garbage and what's not, but you put your piece out there, people take it for what it is. And a lot of the times along the way, my message gets misunderstood. You know, I have a lot of personal views, and if I was a scientist or if I was a person that was trying to, really push a particular theory or something, I'd be very careful about what I said. I wouldn't want to offend anyone, and I wouldn't want to present any, unfounded ideas, because of course, when you're in that realm, you don't want to be ridiculed. But being a guy that just makes videos, I say a lot of random things. People misinterpret what I say. And today I've been thinking about tact and how people handle themselves in day-to-day life with one another. The tact seems to be lacking severely, especially on YouTube, because people are able to say whatever they want without repercussion. And that's fine, that's freedom of speech. But it shows what people really have to say. And at times it can be a little bit, like, what are you saying? Why are you saying this? Now, I'm not going to deny that my tact at times is lacking. And that's kind of what I wanted to say, that we all at times have things where we might push someone's buttons, or we might argue with someone even though it's futile and we know that there's no point in arguing. It's almost like we kind of get off on it sometimes, but I just wanted to get out there that tact is really important, to see how a person thinks and how a person, what's going through a person's head when they're saying the things that they say and doing the things that they say, or doing the things that they do. But mostly online, when they're making a comment, on a YouTube video or something, often it really gets read wrong by the people. And I'm one who, I may have a way with words at times, but I do get myself into trying to explain something that I really can't explain with words, and then I end up getting misunderstood. And the tact with which a person has a question presented is often, not just me, I'm just saying in random videos that I've watched, where I'll see a particular, the more views the video has, obviously the more attacks it's going to get. Some of the larger channels that I subscribe to, they get a lot of animosity and hate towards them, especially if they're presenting ideas that are maybe controversial. And a person may be opposed to the ideas they're presenting, and I'll look down the comments list and it's just, people saying really harsh, abusive things without really thinking them through. And, what I'm getting at here is that your point isn't heard unless you approach the situation correctly. Your point is not going to be heard by someone unless you address them properly and with the dignity and respect that they deserve as a human being. So no matter how good your theories are, no matter how good your ideas are, no matter how right you are, you will not be heard by people unless you learn tact. And it's a long road to understanding different personalities, and that's why understanding people is so important. Some people are offended by things that others aren't. There's cultural differences, and then there's personality type differences. And we can't dispute these things, just like the Chinese bow and we shake hands, and all these different customs that if you don't understand them, they cause you grief in life, or can. And understanding people, that's why it's so important, and understanding tact. So be cautious about the way that you say things. The slightest word could devastate a person. And I've met a lot of people in my life that are weak-willed and could easily be torn down by a few words. I'm fortunate enough to be one of the people that knows who I am, so I'm not really easily daunted, but we all say stupid things that we don't mean, and we all say things that not necessarily are meant to be harsh, but are just misread by other people. And I just, try to remember that in day-to-day life, so I don't get bothered by a particular person's, a statement or something. Somebody says something at work or at home, and you totally misinterpret the meaning. We have to remember that everything we know is built on our particular paradigm, and everybody has their own paradigm. So when we view through our particular lens, the way we view the world, and a person says something, I've seen people hold things in for a really long time, really mad at a person over something they said for even years, and then in the end there's resolve when you find out that it was just a miscommunication, a misunderstanding, and people are too proud to just say, okay, well, I'm sorry. And that's really what it comes down to sometimes, is just being able to say that you're sorry. Or even harder to do for some people is admit that you were wrong. I've been wrong so many times in my life, and each time I gain something from it. I grow from that experience. I don't let it get me down. And what's the point in that? So that's what life's all about, is using these experiences to grow, because each one of us wants to grow. And learning how to voice yourself without sounding like an asshole is very important. And that's my view on tact, and hope you all have a good day. Namaste.